Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Selenium interview questions. That is, what will happen when we perform operations on an element which is inside a frame without switching to it? Let me answer this question with practical demonstration. When we try to perform any operation using Selenium automation on an element which is inside a frame, but we have not switched to that frame. Okay, without switching to the frame, if you are trying to perform some operations on an element inside the frame, what will happen in Selenium automation? It will not be able to find the element, and instead Selenium automation will result you this exception or runtime error known as no such element exception. Okay, this exception will come. This is the answer for this question, guys. Let me practically demonstrate this for you. For that, I'll switch to this Eclipse IDE where we have the sample Selenium automation code for opening the Chrome browser. For maximizing the browser, here we need to open the application URL. I'll take you to the demo application or sample application where we have to, I am going to demonstrate this thing for you or answer for you. So Internet Heroku app. Okay, just search for the Internet Heroku. Just click on this. Once you do that, you will be taken to the Internet Heroku app. Just scroll down until you see something known as frames. Just click on this frames and you have nested and iframes. Let's go with the normal iframe. So I'll copy this link where this frame, the page containing a frame is available. I'll just paste this link. Directly we are navigating to that page. Now here, there is some text here, right? This particular text I would like to clear. Clear means like this, I would like to clear, okay? By default, there is some text here, right? This particular text I would like to clear. But what you need to know before this is, this particular element is inside a frame, okay? This particular element is, if I right click here, you see frame options are coming, view, frame, source, reload. That means this particular section is inside a frame. So if you want to clear this particular text, okay, which is one of the element on this web page, this element is inside a frame on this page, okay? It's not, this element is not directly available on the page. On this page, there is a frame. Inside the frame, we have this element, okay? So by default, Selenium focus will be there on the page at the page level. And inside the page, there is a frame. Inside the frame, there is an element. So Selenium will not be able to find this element which is there inside a frame, okay? Inside the page, there is a frame. Inside that frame, we have this element. If this particular element is directly available on the page, Selenium can find it, okay? It can perform the operation on this element. But this particular element is not directly available on the page. In the page, inside a frame, this element is there. So if you try to perform the operations directly on this element without switching to this frame in which this element is available, then it will give you no such element exception. Why? Because element is not directly available on the page. It is inside the frame. We have to switch to the frame in order to perform the operation on this element which is there inside the frame. Okay. But I'll first show you what will happen. Practically show you what will happen if I don't switch to the frame and directly try to perform the operation on this element. For that, I'll right click on this element and select inspect. I'll get the HTML code for this element that I want to perform the operations on. So this is a paragraph, and the parent of this paragraph is this body, and it has an ID. Copy this. I'll create an XPath expression. Control F, /body @ID is equal to give the ID of that parent element /p. I went to the child. Okay, this is now child element is located. Copy this. And now come back here and simply say driver dot find element by dot XPath, right? XPath, give the XPath expression of that element and simply say dot clear. Put a semicolon. When you say clear, it should happen like this, right? But it's not going to happen. Why? Because this particular element is inside an iframe. It's not directly available on the page. So Selenium will not be able to find this element directly until you switch to that particular frame in which that particular element is available. I'm directly running without switching to the frame. I'm directly trying to perform operation on this element where I'm trying to clear that paragraph text in this case. So I have run the script. In a while, it will open the browser. It will maximize the browser. It will open the application URL. And just see if that particular text is getting cleared or not. You see, after a lot of time also, this particular text is not getting cleared. If you go and inquire here in the output console, you already got an exception known as no such element exception, which is nothing but answer to this question. No such element exception will occur. Why? Because we have to switch to the frame. Without switching to the frame, if you're trying to perform operation on the element which is there inside the frame, that's not going to happen. Instead, you're going to get the runtime error or exception. Okay. In which line? 15th line. Okay. So what we have to do to overcome this runtime error? First, I need to switch to the frame. Okay. So I have to write down driver dot switch to dot frame of. Here, many possibilities are there. Either you can give the ID of the frame or name of the frame or element of the frame or whatever it is. So how to find it out? So here, this particular element is inside the frame. If I inspect this, you can see that this is the element, and if you scroll up, you see there is an iframe here. It has an ID. So I'll directly copy this ID and paste it inside the double quotes of this frame command. Now we are switching to the frame inside which this particular element is available. Since we have switched to the frame, the focus of Selenium will come from this page level to this frame level. Inside the frame, it will be able to find the element, and the clear command will work without giving that exception this time. Okay. This time the exception will be resolved. Why? Because we have switched the frame before performing the operation on the element which is there inside the frame. Okay. So you'll not get no such element exception this time. So let's wait. This time the text will be cleared without any problem. You see the text got cleared. That means everything is working fine. You didn't get any exception here. So hope guys you got the answer for this question. With practical demonstration, I have answered this question for you in this session. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye.